Question 4. How does your media product represent particular social groups? I represented the social group in the form of indie rock genre in different ways. The image on my front cover is a good example and representation of what the genre demands are. The images used throughout attract the target audience because the indie genre is all about live performances and using the music from instruments as a way of communicating rather than computers. Alex Jordan is looking straight into the camera, however, he has not got much emotion as he is just rocking his own style, which is so important across the independent music genre. The use of clothing throughout my images is important as I use fashionable clothing from the likes of Topman and Vans, which is a popular trend and fashion for my target audience. This is also shown in my mood board that I created earlier. The stereotypical hoodie and chinos which are used throughout the magazine, it shows that I have clearly thought about mise-en-scène. The locations that I used for my images are underground and dark places because this connotates a dark nightlife such as an evening festival event or an independent trying to get himself big in the real world. He is busking because this is what all new upcoming artists did when trying to become famous, such as The Script. The contents page shows Alex being cool and having fun. This appeals to the target audience as they are usually very laid back people. I also used other images to attract my audience and limited the amount of text on the page because I know my target audience do not want large amounts of text. In my double page spread, he is busking. This relates to the text to the left, and the audience already associates him with busking as he is on the floor with a guitar. He is looking at the text which attracts the audience to read it. Although still being main mode of address on the page, the image shows the having fun and rocking out in the subway, which he would not usually do, as now he is a nation's favourite. As my audience is predominantly male, I do not need to seduce the female audience. Therefore, the images shown are in no way revealing. This is because I wanted to concentrate on the music side of the magazine. I tried to use a variety of techniques to try and represent social groups in a particular way. For example, in my article with Alex, the image shows him in a subway busking, with a wrecked wall behind him. I used a mid-shot for this as I wanted mode of address, however wanted to show what was around him so the audience could relate to the text. The whole article is telling the reader that it is not impossible for the audience to do the same as he is doing. The text uses words like 'cause, kind of, and maybe. Shows the text is informal and not a serious story. This is important when trying to represent a laid-back social group like indie. To conclude, I have found that in my music magazines such as NME, Kerrang, Clash, Smash Hits and Q, there is a particular social group that is being represented. That social group needs to appeal to the target audience, which can be done in a number of ways. For example, the use of language, and the text is informal or formal, as well as images used and how mise-en-scène can represent different genres. The colour scheme also attracts different social groups, and also the following and keeping up with fashion, trends and latest news is vital to keep and attract new readers to boost circulation figures.